بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السؤال: ما رأي فضيلتكم في من عمله شاق ويصعب عليه الصيام هل يجوز له الفطر? Question asks, or the questioner asks, the question says, what do you think, O virtuous Sheikh, about a person who works and his job, his occupation is very burdensome, very heavy, very difficult. It's difficult for him to fast because of his job. Is it lawful for him to avoid fasting in the month of Ramadan? Can he stay away from fasting? Is it permissible? الجواب الذي أرى في هذه المسألة أن إفطاره من أجل العمل محرم ولا يجوز، وإذا كان لا يمكن الجمع بين العمل والصوم فليأخذ إجازة في رمضان حتى يتسنى له أن يصوم في رمضان، لأن صيام رمضان ركن من أركان الإسلام لا يجوز الإخلال به. Answer says, I believe that it's unlawful. My view, my position concerning this matter, this issue, is that it's unlawful. If a person can't work and fast, then let him take a break in Ramadan. Let him take a break in order for him to establish the fasting. And obviously fasting is a pillar of Islam. It's unlawful to be abandoned or neglected, to be avoided. As fatwa was given by Sheikh Muhammad ibn Saalih al-Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala. And of course, like we always do, when we try to reflect and ponder, try to benefit from these different fatwa of the people of knowledge, many things we can pay attention to. We can think about, first and foremost, the Sheikh rahimahullah, may Allah have mercy upon his soul. He began by saying, Alladhi ara. He said, that which I believe, that which I see, my view. So he didn't begin his fatwa with a conclusive answer, but he said that which I think, that which I feel, that which I believe. That's first and foremost. Secondly, why it's haram? Because the pillar of Islam takes precedence over all other things, including earning a living, making money, so on and so forth. We also look that if the Sheikh said if you can do both, do both. Work and fast, and if not, then let him take a break. Now, one may say, if a person has the ability to take a break in Ramadan, then obviously he has a little extra money to take a leave of work for 30 days. In most cases, wallahu alam, the person has to work to put, bread on the table of his family. In most cases, he or she doesn't have the luxury of taking a 30-day vacation. That's just the bitter reality of it. Now, one may say, can the person work at night? Maybe. I'll take the night shift, the graveyard shift. That's a good, inshallah, option, bidhnillahi ta'ala, alternative. But who has the ability to take a whole entire month off of work? In most cases, that's the only job that the person has. That's why they're asking about not fasting, because this is all they have for basic bread and broth, bread and soup. Basic, you live in, check to check. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Tahir. So, brothers and sisters, right now, let's just focus on brothers who may be laborers, may work in construction. Let's say there's a brother who is a miner, person works in a mine, or some other type of hard, difficult, means of labor, laying down railroad, back-breaking labor, Next question is, for argument's sake, for those who make this argument or ask this question, does it also apply to someone whose job is extremely stressful? It isn't that much of a physical strain, but it's more of a mental strain. طيب خير inshallah. So, of course, there lies no doubt, a Muslim must give precedence to his ibadah, the obligatory ibadah. As the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala mentioned, it's a pillar of Islam. We're not dealing with some additional act of worship, some, supererogatory act of worship. This is a pillar of Islam. Rukn min arkan al-Islam. And of course, this opens up many other doors, such as, is it lawful for a Muslim to have a job which is or entails haram activities, haram products, buying and selling, trading, banks, finance, right? Can a Muslim sacrifice some of his religious and spiritual obligations for the necessity or the need of working and paying bills, earning a living? That's a very, very long discussion, which countless Muslims today in the West and other parts of the world as well face and suffer from. Can I work at this supermarket? Can I work at this department store? Can I be this delivery guy? Can I deliver pork and alcohol to non-Muslims, etc.? Can I work in a bank? Can I work in real estate? Can I be a security guard at a casino? There's countless variations of this one scenario. Whether the job is 100% haram, whether it has a lot of haram in it, a high ratio, a large percentage, whether the job itself is lawful, but it has haram elements, or whether the actual nature of the work or the nature of the trade of the products that they're selling, etc., are haram. Many, many different variations, right? And many Muslims, they suffer from this with regards to taxi, cab drivers, Uber, Lyft, so on and so forth. Can a Muslim have his own real estate business? So on and so forth, so on and so forth. So at what point, when do we draw the line and say that you can't have this job because of your deen? You have to find another job, another means of earning a living. Tayyib, what is that? What are those other means? What's available? What's feasible? What is the infrastructure of the Muslims? Muslims, we live in the West. Some people were born and raised Muslim in the West. Some Muslims accepted Islam in the West. And of course, we have countless Muslims who came from Muslim countries and migrated to the lands of kufr and shirk in the West. What is the defining point in which we say you can't work here or you can work here? And what is considered a need? What is considered a necessity? Working here is a luxury. You don't have to work there. What are our different standards of living in which a person says, I don't have to work here, I'm not going to die, but it's going to be a difficulty and a hardship financially, so on and so forth. That is a very long discussion that the Muslims, at the head of them, the scholars, the imams, the religious and spiritual leaders of the Muslims in the West, along with the political leaders and the finance gurus, the networkers, the movers and the shakers, the community leaders, everybody has to sit down and talk about this and have the courage and the bravery of facing these realities in light of sound, scholastic, knowledge-based discussion. Wallahu ta'ala alam.